Hello guys, so today I will be talking about the trades that I took in last weeks in private and in through VIP group and our free group. With this video, what I'm trying to convey is that my model works. And personally, with this video, I'm not helping you, but instead I am helping myself to keep a track record of myself. And I recommend everyone to have a track record of their trades. If you have a memo, you took the trade, write it on it, and each memo why you took the trade and what was the mistake, why did you get your asset hit, and you will see the improvement in 1 or 2 months. Okay, that's how I recommend everyone should train their psychology. Okay, so let's start with our version. So before I even started the meeting, before I even started trading, I told in the live everyone I took a live on Monday. So if you don't know, you should keep yourself updated with my Instagram and Telegram, because I can actually randomly share a signal or a Google Meet link on my Instagram live or Telegram. And I am seeing that only about 120 or 130 people find my session, which is quite less because out of 29,000 followers that I have on Instagram, I actually expect at least 5 to 7% people to join the live. Okay. So at the start of the live, mate, I told everyone that gold will touch 2800 and it test. We will talk it about later. So let's start with our first trade. These are the zones that I haven't marked right now, but before even the week started on Sunday and on that particular live stream, you can say, and I told them to market will open gap down, and it opened, and I marked this zone saying that you should target this when and the gold went exactly as I said. And if you don't know, my strategy is all about taking partials at right point and putting break even so that you can target and higher, catch it and pass off on the challenges with it. Okay, so I told them, but gold went down and it have a break even. After that, I went to sleep. Okay, but these four zones that are the zones that I marked on that live stream, and told everyone to be updated about them and trade whenever a retracement is about to happen. Okay, and I personally put my set limits here, targeted this zone, but it missed from small area and it went down, and my stop loss got hit. And so this was my start of the day, and I was happy with this particular because my target was missed by just 0.02 pips, 2 pips. But whatever, you can't change the history. But I moved on. At least my situation was spot on and my zones were spot on, and that's what made me happy. Okay, after that it reversed and it reached the zone. This was the time that I give the trade in my free group and VIP, and it was quite a good trade because it went for 1 to 2 hours. People got greedy and didn't book profits, or as I said, by strategizing, taking partial at right time. People even took it and it went back up. And it is for some of them, they edged as well. And some of those who know my strategy and knows how to trade like me took take a break even, took partials and take break even. So not a problem for them. And after that, at this point, this trade was what I was planning to give in the VIP group, but I couldn't because it was a risky trade. First of all, it was extremely bullish for that day, and I didn't want to risk after this trade. I didn't want it to risk another trade. And if that was SL was hit, people would have been very much angry to me, and I couldn't want to take that much of a risk with my audience. So I took this trade personally, and it went perfectly. It went down like a water. And you could see this was the zone that it first rejected gold with. So you know how gold respects zone. And at the start of the week, or for this whole week, we saw gold clearly following a reasonably good price action. And if you just knew how to place right zones, you would have been profitable at least for this whole week. Okay, I can't say the same about next week. You can never trust gold. The PA can be so bad that it can destroy you. Okay. And after that, this was my profit target. It hit, and I recovered my stop lost on this particular trade. Of course, it was recovered here, but this put me in massive profit for the week. After that, around this zone, around 27.35 to 27.41, this was the zone when I was taking another live stream with my team of VIP members and free group members. And I told people were asking me why they should take entry, and I told them not to because gold has already tested this particular support twice or size, you can say, if you count this. And it was my rule, and somehow it works every time that never trust gold, okay? Gold never breaks its resistance or a support the first try. It will only take always take 2 or 3 tries to break it. And I was expecting it to break this particular zone, and it broke and it went down. And I told them to like place an limit order right here, but it didn't went to exactly where I wanted. So I had to take a a value. So I had to risk a lot, a little bit higher than what I expected, but it went perfectly fine. And I wouldn't catch the full trade, but I booked around 120 pips. Okay, so I was happy with it, and I was happy because Sully, this was a very good week for me, and I didn't want to spoil it, so I like left the trade early, which was, you can say it's a mistake because you should never bring emotions in trading, but sometimes it's okay. Okay, now let's move on to another trade. And this was after that I went on accumulation of the liquidity because you saw a very big fall just before that. So I was hoping for a recovery, a market recovery, sorry, buy, and it went perfectly as I like predicted, and it went to a buy, and we booked like quite a bit of a profit. And it was not actually we 100 pips, but around 150 pips. This was of a particular zone, but some people who held till this, and I have screenshots of people holding this particular trade, and I respect them a lot. And I love to see when people hold their trades even longer than me. Okay, so after that, I can't see a trade right here, and it's because I didn't even place a trade right here, and I was waiting. I was placing my trades on NASDAQ. Let me show you the trade itself that I took in this particular zone while I was in trading gold. Okay, so I took 2 trades at that point, GBP USD and NSG USD, and both were fire, and like it even went on drawdown, and I shared both of the trades and praise I started on my Instagram story and free group. Okay, obviously this was in my VIP and not in free group because you have to bring some exclusivity so that people pay for it. Okay, and now and but that the profit that I made was good, and I would have passed my funnel challenges for not two funnel challenge. But the issue was that I didn't blunder, and like a fund, I used a trade copier to copy trades on different accounts. And what happened was I traded NASDAQ, and NASDAQ has a different value on different brokers on different perform accounts. So the trade copier did a blunder and had a different entry and different stop loss on each and every chart, which caused me to lose around $3,000 to $4,000 on every 200k account. And you can like divide it onto half for 100k account, and then divided by 4 for like a 200 or 50k account. Okay, now then, and that was a blunder that took me back a little bit, but because I took the 2 perfect trades and I was up in profits, so I like kept on. And after that, the big day came, the day of FOMC, and it was like quite literally the perfect day for me to because I didn't even took any gold trade for the whole day, and I was waiting for FOMC. So FOMC went particularly good for me, since because the last 2 FOMC was not crazy and they were just pretty basic. So it was pretty good for me to have such an exciting FOMC, and I was hoping for a buy movement because I was very optimistic about the new Trump policy that he is going to announce later on. Powell talked about this in the FOMC speech, and just because of that, gold gave us this much of a movement. And let me share with them my own like what I said before the FOMC speech. Okay, this was I shared it on free group. I like this, you will see this my FOMC speech. Okay, so most of you guys confuse the FOMC speech with the FOMC reports. Okay, the first news that comes is FOMC reports, and then half an hour later Powell comes himself and speaks about it. So on that FOMC report area, gold went a little bit down because when you compare it to this, it's nothing. Okay, and so gold went down a little bit, and I was waiting for the second. You could see that I was waiting for the second speech, and see, this was my entry 2746, the perfect entry. Okay, the limit, and you could see the result yourself, perfect. And on the group, my exit was 2775, but for me personally, I targeted 2800 because in the start of the goal made on the Sunday night, I told them that after FOMC, gold will definitely touch 2800, and gold respected my words, and it exactly touched 2800 after like just today in morning around 12 or 12:30 in Dubai time. Gold touched 2800 cap. Okay, so after that I got like I didn't take any trades on gold because gold was flying, and like we don't know, because whenever gold creates a new all-time high, you don't have any previous data to like trade. Okay, so I couldn't trade it, but I asked an advice from free group on I as a trader, I just asked sometimes to give me advice on what to do, and I got an advice to sell. Okay, you could see why I say advice to sell. Because I wasn't interested in selling gold. I was interested in buying. You could see, from my point of view, I'm only interested in this area for buying. But because a member said that he is on this hard sell and he wants me to sell to give a profitable signal in group, and I don't know why, but I went with it and it hit our stop loss, and I would have gone with buy, and if not for buy, I wouldn't have even given the trade. But what can we say? Sometimes even the greatest traders or even the greatest mind these mistakes. I fall onto this his word because I thought like you maybe yes we can get a retracement after that punch of a pump, but it didn't give us any retracement, and we like lost around 140 pips. But considering the major profit that we made this whole week, this 140 pips isn't anything much, and I hope you enjoyed this session. Like this session of a raw, like I want to convey myself to you raw, without anything, without any major editing and everything else. This is just pure knowledge. Okay, so if you want me to give you an example, let me share an example to you of my strategy, the liquidity plus imbalance strategy. See, this trade, you could see it can be a perfect example of liquidity plus imbalance. Okay, in a shorter time frame. Okay, this trade is also a perfect example of liquidity imbalance, and let me show you why. See, liquidity is getting accumulated at the 27.45 to 27.37. Okay, and now after a long time, this kind it broke that particular zone, that of a marked zone, and it went here. It captured the liquidity that was here because of this 4 or 5 candles, and it captured that liquidity and gave us a big candle, big upward candles, indicated as a buyer pressure. Okay, and then it went up, and this created an imbalance right at this moment because the candle was has a high pressure on like a buying momentum, which gave us a perfect like entry to target that liquidity, go for the pump. And you could see after that the pump came and it like gave us a perfect like entry, and we made good profits. And this is a basic overview. If you want a detailed strategy video, just like comment on or do a comment on this video and I will bring it. But for that I need at least 20 comments about strategy, like written like strategy. Share your thoughts about this video. Do you want me to continue this series, or do you want me to upload any other a video on a topic that you want? I can upload, because personally I don't have many ideas on what to upload. So your choice will be a great help for me. Okay, and see you in the next video, and I hope you become a great trader.